Hello, Internet. My name's Dark Arts, and are you familiar with Picross? Or Picross? I'm not actually sure how you pronounce it, but it is a logic-based puzzle game where you use a set of numbers and a board, and you try and figure out what the picture in it is. It is a beautiful mind puzzle logic thing. I simply love them. And this is what this episode of playr... Ooh, I almost got my own show wrong. This episode of playr is all about. The Picross and Picross types of games. To start off, let's start with something light. Sparks the Ark. This is the second version of this game. Genesis, I believe, was the first one. Why it's got a Holy Bible scenario theme going, I don't know. To each his own, I suppose. But it is a good starting point to show you what this kind of puzzle is. Alright, now normally it's, 5x5, 10x10, 20x20, 25x25, or 50x50. I love those ones. Board. But you can see this is pretty much a good starting point. Now, you can see numbers on the tops and sides, and they all represent a different amount of blocks inside the square. Think of this as Sudoku, but a little bit simpler, and with filling in squares instead of making them add up to a certain amount and having them make them, certain numbers in certain spots. This is just blocks. It's a little bit simpler, but it's also a tiny bit harder. Let's start off with the big numbers. And let's start off with the ones that are obvious, too. See, this, if I don't know if you can see my pointer. You can probably see my pointer. I'm not sure. This says 5, and there are only 5 spaces here. So that means this entire line is filled in. See? And when a line is filled in correctly, most of the time in these games, the number will fade out. So you know you did it correctly. Now that we have that done, the logic part comes in. Oh, there's another 5 here. The logic part comes in. Now, there are 7s up here, but this isn't 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 10 by 5, or 5 by 10, whichever way you point it. But this one here, next to it, these two here, the 6, 1, and 1, and the 3, 2, and 1, kind of tell a story. Being that these are all the same color, it gets much more trickier if you add different colors, but we'll get to that. Being that it's the same color, you know that there's going to be a gap in between. So this one here is a 6, 7, 8, but because there's a gap in between them, it's 9 and 10. So that fills out the entire board. So 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, and 10. And being that it didn't, gray out, there's a simple way to do that. You click down here, and you get an X marker. The X marker is an indication of not to put something there. It's a little bit, it keeps your, I'm writing in the air with my hand here. Oh. It keeps your mind be like, oh, okay, that's not supposed to be like that. So we will go back to here. I just realized there's another 5. Kind of stupid that way. And logically, this 3 down here can only go one way. So we have to put the 3 there and X out that. Now also, up here at the top, the 6 and the 1 is the same as this 6 and 1. So we go like so. And then this 2 down here goes like that, and this 3 here is like that, which makes these 7s go like that and like that, which means there's something missing. There's a 1 here. Ah, the 2. That right there. And then you're done. See, Noah. Oh, that's just clever. Anyway, the point to Sparks is to finish the picture. It is pretty much the entire game. You finish your picture by filling in all these little pictures itself. It's a great game. It's got great art style, and I will link it in the description below. But what happens when you run out of this game, or you finish this game? Well, there's Genesis, the one before it. I'd recommend that too. But let's go on to a different thing, something a bit bigger. This is Picross Madness, or Picross. I think it's Picross because it's picture and cross at the same time. Not quite sure, but it's probably that. This one is a bit more concentrated of, the theme. It is just Picross. You just do little, medium, or large pictures a lot of fucking times. Yeah, this game is quite big. I think it says it has like 620 some odd puzzles. I wouldn't doubt that. It is a huge game. Let's pick out a few at random, because that's what you can do with this. Just pick out a few at random. Go like that. And this one. Alright. So, let's see. This one is a bit different. And I will show you how. You have the usual board. You have the fill in and cross out picture pencil thing. But this one, you have lives. So if I take my little fill in, and fill in something that says there's no X's or squares in this one, I lose a life, and the square goes black. So you have to be a little bit more on the ball with this one. This time we're going to fill out those there, and then we're going to also fill out these. Unfortunately, this one does not click and drag, so you're going to have to click all of them individually. It's a little bit tiresome, and I will say that's the really only bad part about this game. Other than that, it's basically the same game as all the other Picross types of games. Now that we've gotten all the zeros out of the way, let's fill in the blanks of what we know. We have these 4s here and here. That is known. The numbers do not gray out when you complete them, unfortunately, but that's fine. I really don't need to know that kind of stuff. Alright, so these 2s at the bottom, being that there's... this one looks like it's going to be an even picture. So we're going to probably put these in the center right here, filling out these 2s at the bottom, so we can etch out these, and the 4s at the top here, so we can probably etch out those. Which means these 6s, that goes 3, 4, 5, 6, goes all the way up to that. Excellent. So we got the 1s now. These 2s, oh, that's a wrong pencil. These 2s, on the other hand, go here and here, and here and here. And I got it. So what's the shape? I win. What's this shape? That's another problem. Oop, go back to the menu. The problem with this game is it doesn't exactly tell you, what the picture is. I like the game is like, you made this. You made a leaf. You made a house, This one looks like a sword. But, I'm not quite sure. Could be a paintbrush as well. It's up to interpretation. The other thing that I like about this game is that you can practice making your own Picross levels. We have a 10 and 10 here. You can make your own. So if I make this and do that, and then I do that, and then I make this, and then I make this lovely. Oh, that doesn't go there. Yes, it does. Lovely happy face. It's kind of bullshit. It's kind of bullshit. But there's a better game for that. And that's the one we're going to go to next. This is now Picma. Pictures Enigma. This is basically what I've been talking about. Picross, but with a lot more colors, which makes it a lot more interesting. Let's go to one of the higher level ones with a lot of colors. This one. Alright, let's zoom out. I like how in this game you can customize the window a bit. Click on the, little, what is it? Compass. The little compass at the bottom there. You can zoom in, zoom out, make it as big as you want, fill in the picture, and then click it again, and then you have the board to yourself. It is very nice. Little details like that make me very happy. This one, this little puzzle, looks very difficult, doesn't it? It's kind of difficult. But if we use our logic and our brain and notice how the picture kind of unfolds, we can fix it. We can we can make it. For starters, we see that this is a 10 by 10 square. So if we go for the lines that fill out in numbers 10, we will have a full line. Like this one. This says 6, so for quickness, I will, let's start first. This says 6. If we add it together with the 4 single ones, that makes 10. So this entire line is, in fact, full, and we can fill that out. For quick playing, you can use your mouse or, I believe, tablet. I'm not actually sure. This feels like it could be on tablet. I would really recommend it if this was on tablet, actually. I love these kinds of things on tablet. You can click on the numbers, and you can see at the side over here, that you can, the colors change. So if you click on the number that you want, it turns it to that color. Or, in fact, you go over to this side and click on it individually. You can also click on this X mark and do your little crossouts for checking to see which squares do not go anywhere. So we will go to here. This game I like a lot more than the previous middle one that we talked about, Picross Madness, because you can click and drag, and it tells you how far you have gone with these 6. You can see the 6-1 here. We have one line of 6. It is very detailed. There are sometimes a little bit of a number glitchy thing on the side when these things don't exactly gray out. It's a slight thing. I'd recommend getting that fixed because I have fucked up some puzzles not realizing that I have done it correctly. So we then etch out that, and we have a complete line. That is the good part. Now that we've gotten this one line, we can work off of it. For instance, the 6 up here above this can't start here because there was only one red. But over to the next side, on this side, it starts with a 2, which means this is going to have 5, 6. Have that like so. And the one and the other one, the red and the brown ones, will logically go here and here, because this is pixelated voxel almost type of game where you can't make circles and curves in it, but you can make lines in a certain way. You can make curves if the picture is bigger, and you have to look out for that kind of stuff. But at this level, you know that these 3 right here go as that kind of shape. Now this also here opens up the 2, because that's where it starts, and that can only go that way. And then the numbers here start with a 2 and then a green 1. So I filled that out, which this 1 then starts here because the line, and then this 4 goes there. Ta-da! Alright, now that we've gotten that done, let's fill out some X's, shall we? This red and brown up here can't have anything above it, as well as this red, so nothing goes up here. Where am I looking for now? No, that's all I can really X out at the moment. Let's now go... Well, we have these green here. We can start with this green. Now, we can see up here that there are 6 ones in a line. Ooh, and there's a 6 right here. So, logically, that sounds, the line goes there. You're seeing a picture start coming together. This is the whole point. You have lovely numbers and colors, and then afterwards you have a lovely picture. I love this kind of game. So then there's that. This 1 here goes here, and this 3 goes here, because that's a full 10. Then we see these 2 greens go here, and this 3 goes right there, because we have a 1. And now we're done with the greens. And then we're going to make a nice little tree, a very nice, happy tree, up here in the corner. And then the clouds, we're going to make nice, happy clouds. If you don't know the reference to that, you are a sorry lot. This 3 here looks like it'll go here and here, and then the downs, not the downs, never mind. Then the 3s go down because that's all it can fill out. And then this 2 here gets filled like that, and these orange, yellow kinds of things go there. And then this 1 here is this lonely one that's up on that. Only goes here because the other lonely one is right over there. And then this 4 goes like so. If I wasn't showing you this, I would be like streaming right through this. Logic is so much fun. This 5 and this 1. Well, this 1, I believe, goes here because it's under the 2, and then there's this 1 here. This line of 1s that actually adds up to a 5. So we go like that, and we have that. So this 1 here goes there, which means then these have nothing in them. Simple, simple logic. This is some of the easier ones, though, so I don't blame you for not understanding how this goes. Although if you do understand how this goes, good for you. You might actually enjoy this game. So we'll start now with these 3s. These 3s here look a bit tricky to me. Logically sounding, there's 2 and 2 here, and then there's a 2 here, but it's over here more. So I'm going to say this 3 here, and then that 3 there, and then these 2 right there. Brilliant! We have a lovely little house. And then there's an also added bonus to this game where you can actually... Oh, well, you can't actually... Okay, I can't actually show you. But you can actually change the colors of the game, of the picture. It doesn't look quite as right unless you, like, change it yourself. But, you know... Whatever. As you can see, that goes up to a lovely 25 size picture with tons and tons of colors. This isn't the full game, though. We're expanding ourselves. We've gotten bigger and bigger and bigger with each passing game. This game has 2 additional things that you will love to play. If you sign up, because this is the demo... If you sign in with whatever sign-in feature this game, advertises, you can play thousands of these games. Some are even user-created levels. It is quite wonderful. There's a weird pay subscription thing that I'm not exactly sure of. I'd be very careful of that. It's kind of weird. But if you love this, you are not only getting these Picross levels of difficult pictures and stuff. There are some pictures, by the way, I've signed in. I've played up to 50 by 50 squares in this game. There are problems, though, of... there's problems of scaling. The screen doesn't get any wider, but the picture gets smaller and smaller. It's a little bit more difficult. We'll get to that in the next game. But Picross Picture Enigmas has 2 more features that you will enjoy. If you like the Picross style of games, you will also enjoy the squared version and the links version. Now let's start with the links. Actually, no, let's end with the links. Let's play the squared version. The squared version is the version I find the most difficult. My brain cannot wrap around this one, but it is still quite enjoyable nonetheless. Let's go with a simple one. Let's go with this 5-5. Here's the game board. Do you understand what this is? Because I do not. Let's start, shall we? The game is actually not simple. The numbers shown indicate how many squares, colored in squares, are around it. Alright? So, this 6 here has 6 squares adjacent or on it. And being that there excuse me, my breakfast is coming back. Being that there are only 6 squares next to it, that's the only logical explanation to have it. And when there's a little dot right there, that means you have filled it out. Same thing with this 6. Goes like so. Now, as you notice, the 7 and the 5 colored itself in. That means those are finished. And if you put a square boop right there or boop right there, they don't exactly fill out and they are not right. So this is where the X comes in. The X is very necessary in this game. It is probably the most necessary. You can probably go through the Picross one without using it sometimes, and the one that I'm going to show you next, never, because I don't think it actually has it. But nevertheless, we use that to X out and X out those. Alright? Now let's go to this 6. This 6 has 7, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fill outs of color. Alright? But there's a 3 next to it, so this logically has to fill out here and here. Right? Alright. And this little blank square on the bottom stays blank. Then we have these 3s. These 3s, if I put one here, fills that one out, and if I put one there, fills that out. This game gets very, very tricky, at least to me. The larger ones, I can't play. I can't play this version. It is the one that stumps me pretty much every single time. If you think you can do it, go right ahead. I recommend that as the very high level plays. But let's go back to the third one. I have actually talked about this type of game before. If you go back into my Flash game files of sorts, you will find a game called Link-a-Pix. This is basically it. If we go for the, let's go with this one, nice 10-10. You see lots of dots and lots of colors. The trick to this game is linking those dots together. For instance, we have this 4. It can only go 4 spaces far, which means you have to connect it to another 4. Same things with the 2. Those are the easiest ones. You link the 2s, you link the 2s, you link the 2s. Same with these 3s. You can only go 3 far. This 4 far goes right there. This 5 links like so. This game, the linking picture ones are the easiest ones for me. I love these games. It's all about knowing patterns. Because, see, the 6 go like that, and you can, because you can't go the other way. Can't go the other way. It's not 6. You have to go as far as the numbers go with also linking to the next one. So this 5 here can go there. It can't go like that and like that, so you have to connect it to that. This 5 here, boom. This 3, boom. This 3, no, that 2, that's a 3. And then this 12 goes like that, that, and that. And we have a dinosaur. Or Draco. Whatever. Mr. Malfoy can sit right there. This is wonderful. I love that Pictures Enigma has these both 3 types of games. It is wonderful. There are thousands to play. Weird money stuff. Not exactly sure how that works out, but I'd still recommend this game and sign up for it. However, even though this game is practically perfect, there are still a couple flaws. The fact that you cannot make the game board bigger. like I said before, in the Picross plus ones, once you get to a certain size, the 50 by 50, you have to make it smaller and smaller, yet the screen stays the same size. You could zoom in and do, your own things with filling in the little bubbles, but it actually is a bit harder to do with that. The links, it's much easier to do with that, with the smaller screen, but it's still a little... Fuck. Well, that was different. Anyway, the squares still stay the same size, and wait, no, what was I talking about? I have completely gone off track on that. What was I talking about? Size, right. The scaling doesn't exactly fill out quite well, but I will show you one more place to go for either the Picross, the Lynx, the Squared, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure, and tons of other games. I've actually showed you a little bit before. This is Conceptus Puzzles. Conceptus? Yes, Conceptus. This is a site where you can play tons and tons of things. We have tic-tac-toe, fill in the pictures, the Link-a-Pix, which I did a video of way back last year, or the year before, I'm not sure. Tons of other games, and Sudoku, and Hashi, and calculator stuff, mazes, dots, everything. It has so much to give. And it does, and it has so much. Each puzzle has so many puzzles in them. Each version is huge. And if you sign up, you get to play all of them. I believe this one's free. And I do know that there is an Android, iPhone, and iPad version of the game for you to play. And I would recommend using a tablet for that, because this is a beautiful, beautiful tablet-type game. So, I have showed you very many games today. All of them, at least every version I show you and whatnot, will be in the link. We'll have links down below in the description. I hope you enjoy it. My name is Ben Dark Arts, and these games are probably my favorite kind of puzzle games ever. The Link-a-Pix, especially the Picross, is coming to be one of my new favorite puzzle games. They are completely and utterly just mind-bendy, but at just enough difficulty. You know what you can do, and you see patterns. It is very much fun. I don't know if that was a sentence, but, very much fun is definitely how I would describe these types of games.